Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. I'm your host, Brennan Boyd, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about creating new habits and specifically creating $1,000,000 habits. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm going to do right now is send the link out to my community so they know that we are up and popping. And also, what I was going to say is, I'm thinking about, and I might even do it today, but I'm thinking about, you guys let me know in the chat, making Fridays the official day for the community to come on and ask questions, share the screen, things like that, right? Just kind of get some real virtual intimacy. I think that would be dope. Like, just do the live guests Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, we kind of bring people on with real world questions and get them to go to the next level. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, drop a hell yeah in the chat below. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to send out a quick little link, let the community know we're live and popping, and then we are going to get into it. All right, so why don't we do that? So I was thinking about myself as well when I was thinking about today's topic, right? Because the question comes down to habits, right? Habits is what's going to build your routine. Routine is what's going to help you go to the next level. Let me get a hell yeah. Routine is what's going to take you to the next level. And I think one of the things that we miss out on is the fact that we're already operating on some type of programming that we picked up on. Like, it's either things that we listen to, things that we watch, things that we learned, experiences that we've been through. And all of this has either unbeknownst to us or actually in real form, we have all just adopted a way of thinking and a way of processing and a way of moving that now has become how we operate. And a lot of us, even me included, you don't really sit and think, oh, I do this now. Oh, this is how I do this. Oh, this is a habit. This is a habit I have. This is a healthy one. This is a bad one. I notice that this happens when this happens. I notice that I get excited. I get sad. I notice that when this comes up, I don't perform. I notice when this comes up, I do perform. I notice when this happens, I take action. Notice when this happens, I don't take action. And as a result, we either growing or we're not growing, right? And what I want to do today is just really talk about like how to, what are some, good habits to adopt, and how do we break away from previous habits that we have. So I saw, and I'm looking it up in real time, there was a really cool YouTube video. I'm gonna see if I can find it because I just watched it a couple of days ago, where the YouTuber was talking about $1,000,000 habits and how he was able to, well, not how, but what habits he actually uses in real life to, let me see. Okay, here it goes. The 7 millionaire skills I wish I knew when I was younger or at 18. So I'm gonna go to it right now. I'm gonna list them below. We're gonna talk about them. I thought this was a good watch. And if you're in the Action Takers community, we'll talk about this a little bit this weekend. And I'm gonna give you guys, a tool to help you. All right, so he was talking about. Let me see. Count down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So number one, he was talking about identifying things to stop doing. Right. So what are things that don't serve you? What are things that you seem to waste your time? Like, for instance, I notice with me sometimes, like, my mind goes into like, let's say with the phone, right? My mind automatically social media, text message, email. Like, even when I don't want to check those things, I just pick up the phone and I'd be like, social media, text message, email. And like it'll literally be like 5 minutes ago I checked it. I didn't get anything 5 minutes later, but I'm still checking the same three. Like it's crazy. So identifying habits that we want to stop doing. And what I would do is I would list those down, and I would be fully transparent and honest with yourself, and I would list those things down, identify them, be more clear with yourself on exactly what they are, so you can stop doing them if you know that they're not serving you. 100%, I would do that. Second thing is um, learn. Okay, so learn a skill that pays the bills, but more so than that, I want to add spend time and master that skill. So we talked about identifying things to stop doing and stop doing them, right? One by one. And then learn a skill that pays the bills. But to push that a little further, spend time and master that skill. Okay, so for instance, let's say you want to be better at, I don't know, let's say you do fencing. You want to be better at fencing, right? So you know you have a bad habit at scrolling on Instagram or whatever, and maybe you do that all day, periodically, and you know it's okay, cool. I'm spending like 45 minutes scrolling on Instagram across the day, let's just say. But I want to get better at mastering a skill of fencing. Like, how can I do the technique better? Well, we identified that we're wasting 45 minutes of, how you say it? Cumulatively overall over the course of a day on social media, that if we just did a focused 45 minutes, or every time you felt like you were going to spend time on social media, you automatically pivoted that to something that was going to help you get better at fencing, mastering that particular class. I think that would 100% do two things. One, it would trigger you to stop doing that habit that's not serving you, and two, it would give you more energy, reps, time, input, focus into the thing that you want to learn. So number two is learn a skill that pays the bills, but spend time on that skill, and master that skill, so then you'll get better at that skill. I think that's great, actually. um, I added some sauce on that. Okay, number three, say yes as often as you can. So I'm gonna ask myself in it. Say yes as often as you can, but say no more often. Okay, let me clarify that. So say yes as often as you can, but say no more often. All right, what do we mean by that? Okay, we want you to say yes to things that's gonna serve you as often as you can. So maybe you're someone like me. Give an example. I'm in a crib. I work in a crib. I'm on a computer. Like, I only go outside for the gym, for the walk, for food, necessities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm only outside for that. Now, I say no to a lot of outdoor events, right? But maybe, and not even maybe, but more often, I should say yes to events that are more networking, more in alignment with what I want to do. Give me an opportunity to meet more people, be around other people that I feel like might be in alignment with me. And then say no more often to just hanging out, just chilling, going to shows, going to concerts, like, wasting time, watching movies, like, and it's not against none of this stuff. Maybe you can do it like in a compressed time, because what we're not saying is to not live. What we're saying is, like, just be mindful of the time that you spend on things that aren't really helping you to get to the next level. Because if you focus on things that's going to help you get to the next level, you will have way more time to do these leisure things, right? So say no as often as you can, but say no more often. All right, cool. Let's move on. All right, number 4 is have more stability. That's a good one, right? Number 4. Have more stability. So for me, this is what I would share with you guys. So it's gonna come down to also identifying what is stability for you. Is that financial stability? Is that emotional stability? Is that relationship stability? Like, what is the stability for you? And when you have identified what that stability is, I'll spend more time to make sure you actually have that stability. Before we go on, do me a favor, share this live out, share this YouTube live out with a couple of people. Let's get a couple more people in the room. I mean, I know the playback is gonna go crazy, but if we can get more people in the live that want to contribute, that would be awesome, right? So number 4 is have more stability. So let me give you an example. So let's say you want financial stability, but to be very, and you want financial abundance. Uh, but to be more honest with yourself, you're like, yeah, I want to make 10K a month, but realistically, if I made 2,500 a month, like I would still be able to like move and groove. The 10K is nice, but 2,500 would allow me to work less at the job or spend more time with the family, spend more time, like whatever it would do. Then I would do what I would do is I would identify what products and services you currently have, um, and I would really focus on getting more sales in that because a lot of us don't have like you don't have like a real business problem. You may just have a cash flow problem, and the best way to solve that is to have more stability financially. And an easy way to solve that is if you have a subscription based product too, because you do the work one time and then it's done, and then you get that residual, right? So have more stability starts with identifying what areas in your life need to be stable. All right. Now he says, and when I say he, I'm talking about Iman Gadzi, just a YouTuber I follow. So he says for number 5 is the skill I wish I had sooner. And what I want to say is it should be time blocking. Time blocking. I think if you can create a habit of time blocking effectively on the areas in your life, in your business that you want to grow, I think you will see success every day. Now, what's good about time blocking is think about when we were back in school, high school, elementary. Basically, you had an hour in the class, 45 in the class, hour 30 in the class, 2 hours in the class. The bell will go off and you will move to the class. So if we go back and kind of adopt these habits that we were taught a while ago, that would help you because every day, for the most part, at least in high school, you would cover like 6 or 7 subjects a day, plus gym and lunch. In college, college is a little bit different, so you might cover 2, 3, 4 subjects a day, but you will cover them. All you gotta do is show up. So I think time blocking would be great. This is a skill that I wish I knew sooner, and I wish I would have been applying it sooner. Okay, so let me actually add this right here because I'm taking my own notes. Time block. Okay. Number 6. Number 6 is gonna be get yourself. This one's interesting. Hey Taylor. So this one has to do with your appearance, and this is a good one for me to also absorb and take heed and listen to because since I'm in the house all the time and since I work from home all the time, I don't really get dressed a lot. I just stay in my shorts, stay in a sweatsuit. I'm good, right? But if you're gonna go outside, if you're gonna meet more people, and sometimes even in the house, it may be good to get dressed to be presentable. So when you do step out, or maybe if you're just in the house, it's a different energy, So Getting yourself a tailor is definitely something that, like I said, it relates to your outside appearance, making your first impression. And for me, it's like, yes, I actually want to hire stylists. I'm not. I'm in a point in my life where I used to really love fashion. I still do, but it's not something I want to think about. I just want somebody to figure it out. I just choose this one and this one, keep it moving. So getting yourself a tailor is focus on the outside part of you. Okay, number 7. That was quick. Number 7 is leverage credit cards. So I'm actually gonna put something in front of that. I would say just credit, yo. Just credit. So boom, number 7 is credit in general. So understand credit as soon as possible and then leverage it. Leverage it. So for instance, if you have a debit card, I wouldn't use it again. I would like literally get rid of it. Get rid of that credit card or put your mindset in the position of transition. I would also open up my first credit card if you don't already have one. And if you are interested in knowing what credit cards to open, there's a bunch of great YouTube videos on that subject. So I would definitely YouTube that. But credit is going to give you a lot of leverage. Credit is going to allow you to stretch yourself and invest yourself without losing your money off top. Like it's gonna give you time and space to move and groove, time and space to invest, and give you some time to get a cash flow, get an ROI. Right? If you use your own money, the money is gone in an instant. It's gone, like it's out of here. If your account gets breached, guess what? Debit situation, your money can take a long time to come back. With credit, they're gonna issue you new credit right away. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great thing to take advantage of. Plus, credit cards is going to give you reward points. And the reward points are amazing because free hotel, free travel, free clear, free global entry, kickbacks, discounts on food. It's just a lot of stuff that you could do with credit cards. And the leverage doesn't end on just credit. The leverage can be extended with proper business structure in your business. So these are the 7 things, right? On how to have new habits, millionaire habits, and new skills. I'm going to recap them. If you guys have any questions, please drop them below. Number 1 was identify things to stop doing. I think that one's great. Number 2, learn a skill that pays the bills and spend time to master that skill. And I think a great way to do that would also be to identify areas in your day that you waste time and then fill that with things that you want to learn, right? Number 3, so that was number 2, right? Number 3 is say yes as often as you can and say no more often. Number 4 is have more stability, right? So you have to identify what areas in your life that you need to be more stable, and then I would focus on going hard at creating that stability. So if it's financial, you know what you need to do, especially if you have a business and you work for yourself. If you work for someone else, you may need to pick up a second job. But I would get that stability as fast as possible. And I think a cheat code is if you create a subscription program, because if you create a subscription program, you do the work one time. Okay, number 5 is time blocking. Huge. Think about when we were in high school, when we were in college, our days were already time blocked. We showed up, we took 6, 7. I mean, we spent time in 6, 7 areas, in one day. Sometimes 3 or 4 in college. But the whole point is we got a lot of things done. We didn't spend all day on one thing. We touched everything. We touched 6, 7 things. All right, number 6 is going to be get yourself a tailor. I thought this one was interesting. What I learned from it is that just, showing up, looking your best, first appearance counts. You know what I mean? And sometimes just getting dressed in general, it'll just make you feel better. And number 7, use credit cards, leverage credit cards, and just understand credit better. I think there's just so many different ways that you can use credit, especially in your business. And you can separate your personal from your business credit and never even need to touch your personal. But if you did, you have that leverage. But business is going to give you 3 to 4 times more credit. But just understanding the credit in general is gonna help you to no longer use cash, debit, things like that. I think that really, really, really helps. Okay, we got a question. This one's coming from my cousin. I really like the part about blocking and relating it back to school. Yeah, 100%. Like we were taught that habit, and it was a good one. We touched anywhere from 3 to 7 subjects a day, depending on high school, college, structure, things like that, or even continue education. But as soon as we get out and we graduate, then it's like we forget that. We no longer use that. I don't even think back then those skills like that undertone skill was like, hey, this is effective way to actually design your day. Like I don't even think if I can recall my time in high school and college, I don't even think that I identified that at all. So anyway, that's something that we kind of went away from doing. So I think that we need to focus on bringing that back and being more present with that. I think that would help us a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So those are the 7 millionaire skills that I got from a recent YouTube video. I'm gonna implement all of them. I'll give you a bonus one. This is a bonus. This is what I do. So bonus would be do something every day to make do something every day that's uncomfortable. That's probably the best way I can say it. Uncomfortable. Okay. Now, why do we need to do something every day that's uncomfortable? Well, the reason to do something every day that's uncomfortable is because it stretches you, and discomfort builds trust. It builds new habits. It builds energy. It makes you very, very present, and then eventually those things become easy. So, like something for me is 300 calf raises, 150 push-ups a day, and I do the push-ups like as soon as I wake up, after I do like my affirmation and stuff, because it like takes me from a rest state to an active state, and then I'm alert. So it helps a lot. So I would want to give you that as a bonus for today. And those are the 7 things plus a bonus ways to create new millionaire habits. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you are looking to go to the next level, you need some accountability, especially in social media. I have an Action Takers community. I literally created it because of this show. It's $99 a month. If you're looking to improve on social media, launch that YouTube channel or create better YouTube videos, launch that podcast to create better podcast episodes, you want to be in this community. We meet weekly. You get an accountability buddy during the week, and you get actionable tasks to actually like implement and structure to help you grow as a creative. So if that's something that you are interested in, I will leave the information below, and make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram at It's Brendan Boyd. All right. This has been another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. I will see you guys tomorrow, Friday. We're in close to 100 episodes, and it's going to be crazy. All right. I'll see you guys then.